Hi, I'm Frank Billingsley, Chief Meteorologist from Channel 2 here in Houston, and Stewart Title has been inviting me not only last year but this year to give presentations around Southeast Texas. They call it Don't Get Rocked by a Hurricane. I call it just show up and learn about some hurricanes. But we have fun, and it's a fun presentation. It's informative. And if you'd like to come to one of them, then get in touch with Stewart Title or be one of the realtors. They get in touch with you. But we'd love to have you. It's been a fun experience, and we're going to continue it all summer, all around Southeast Texas.
When it comes to real estate, everything matters. Whether you're a realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title is here to inform, entertain, and inspire you. Host Bill Napick from Stewart Title will talk with guests about what really matters when it comes to owning, buying, and selling real estate. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title starts right now. Here's your host, Bill Napick.
And welcome to the show, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Thank you for joining us again on this radio adventure. You heard Frank Billingsley. That's right, all around the city, the Houston area. As I always say, stay close to your Stewart Title Business Development Officer because they are conducting tremendous things all the time, especially this summer. Don't Get Rocked by a Hurricane, where we will have Frank Billingsley and so many great things happening. So stay close to your Stewart Title Business Development Officer. Simply just go to stewarttitle.com, find out the location near you, ask for your representative or business development officer at Stewart Title, and they will tell you about Don't Get Rocked by a Hurricane and all the other great things that are going on. So whether you're listening right here in Houston, Texas, the Woodlands, Kingwood, Katy, Montana, it doesn't matter. Tremendous guests are assembled once again on Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. And to give you an idea, all through May, Don't Get Rocked by a Hurricane, May and June are great times to see Frank Billingsley and even Stephen Costello with the mayor's office. He is known as the Flood Czar. So, you heard Frank. You're going to hear him again right now. Our guest is the one and only Frank Billingsley, right, Frank?
Solo mio.
That's right, Channel 2 News Chief Meteorologist, and we're here at a Stewart event, and there's going to be many more. But Frank, let's tell people, here we are in the summertime. I guess I don't even want to say the word hurricane season, but it is that.
Well, we saw last week how quickly that water can come up.
It really can.
And with tropical rain, you can get 3 times as much as normal rain because it's very warm air that holds a lot of moisture, and so we can get all kinds of flooding issues, as you know. So hurricane and tropical weather just adds to it. The good thing about tropical weather is a lot of times you can see it coming and prepare a little better for it, as opposed to something like a sudden rainstorm that drops 12 inches of rain. I mean, that's hard to prepare for. Or you're out on your Friday night date and suddenly you're going home and I-10 is up, filled up with water. So at least tropical weather, we can see it coming. We can say this is how much we're expecting from it and people can get prepared. But that's why it's important to understand tropical weather and the hurricane season and when it is and how it works. That's why we do these.
And what you do, as far as what you know about the weather as a meteorologist and helping people all the time plan for events, give us an idea of the reliability. When you give a forecast and we hear, in this case, something tropical, the activity is going on, what's the reliability of that, but also what's the reliability of just a regular, if there is such a thing in Houston, a regular forecast when you present those?
It's like Houston traffic.
There's no normal.
Well, there's no normal, but you can look at a Google map and say, oh, I should be there in 45 minutes. And then you take your route and suddenly it says, oh, there's a delay and it's going to take 55 minutes. And then there's the bigger delay and it's going to take an hour. And so your forecast of 45 minutes suddenly went to an hour, although it was based on very good information at the time. My point is, the closer we get to the event, the better the forecast. 5 days out, we can say, this looks like this storm is headed toward Texas. 4 days out, here's how big it's looking. Here's a more exact cone. The accuracy has gotten very, very good as to where something may strike. The power with it, which it will strike, is still not as good. How big is it going to be? Look at Hurricane Michael last year in Florida that was coming right up toward Panama City. That ended up being upgraded to a Category 5. Originally, it was expected to come in as a Category 1. I looked at the water temperature and I told my staff, this could be another Camille. This could be, because Camille did the same route when it went into Biloxi in 1969. It gets over that warm Gulf water and it can be explosive. And it's hard to determine, based on how deep the warm water is and how widespread the warm water is, how powerful a storm is going to be. So we're pretty good at saying it's coming for you. How bad it's going to be is still why it's so important to pay attention.
Weather is so fascinating. Let's tell people of all the things you could be doing. What is it that continues to fascinate you about weather and studying it and then presenting it to all of us here in Houston and people beyond even?
Well, I'm very fortunate. I don't know if people hearing this would feel the same way, but Houston has everything. We get ice and snow and cold. We get hail and tornadoes and thunderstorms. We get tropics. About the only thing we don't get is avalanches.
Wildfires.
But you know what? But I've even smelled those back in 2011.
Right.
You know, I mean, look at Bastrop County from the drought. I mean, it makes my job fascinating and challenging because it's always changing. It's always new people coming in to learn about it, because we've gone, when I first came here in 1989, we had 2 million people. Now we have 7. So there's all kinds of people that don't know what's going on. So it's a challenge to educate them. And it's always something different. When I get on a Monday, I'm like, okay, what's this week going to be about?
And it's interesting because you're studying what's happening, the present conditions, but you're always looking for what's coming.
Always.
What's ahead.
That's what people want to know. I mean, backcasting is easy. Forecasting is challenging.
And the last time we talked, I have to ask you again, how is a visit from the in-laws like severe weather?
Oh, when is it going to get here? How long is it going to last? When is it going to leave?
There you go. It's just like that. Also, you have a book. Let's tell people about your book.
Oh, Swabbed and Found. It's my DNA journey to discover my biological family. A lot of people now, when I first did it, I think 3 million people were on Ancestry. Now, 25 million kits from last Christmas. You know, it's the most popular Christmas Hanukkah gift there is an Ancestry DNA kit, or 23andMe DNA kit, or Family Tree DNA. So it's gotten a lot bigger. But about 5 years ago, I did the DNA test, and between that and good old-fashioned research, which is always important, I was able to locate my entire biological family. I was adopted as an infant. I always knew I had been adopted. And so that wasn't a secret. But who these people were and finding names. And I came from Arkansas, which is, now it's a little more open, but then it was a closed state. So it was a challenge, but I found them, for better or for worse. It's mostly been pretty good. I wrote it like a Nancy Drew novel. So, you know, like at the end of every chapter, and then the phone rang. You know, and then
you turned the page, right?
I think I saw a ghost, you know, that kind of. So hopefully people have enjoyed it, and it continues to be. You can go frankbillingsley.com and order an autographed copy, or amazon.com.
Frank, you're always doing awesome work, and you are just one of Houston's greatest individuals. People love you, and not just in Houston,
nice.
Far and wide. So once again, if they want the book, it's called
Swabbed and Found.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the website is frankbillingsley.com.
Yep.
And they can see you do the weather every day right here in Houston, the 4th largest city. Sometimes people, Frank, are saying it's the 3rd largest city.
Well,
it's on the way, isn't
Chicago's, I think, going to fall behind us pretty soon. I mean, our economy and our challenges and our it's an opportunity place, you know. And NASA's growing again, and it's crazy.
Well, thank you so much for being on Real
Thank
Estate
you.
Matters with Stewart Title.
Thank you, sir.
Until next time. Thank you. And here we go, Alfonso Parodi. He is with Realty Associates. Alfonso, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for having me here. It's my pleasure.
And let's tell people about your company, perhaps a few company distinctions.
Absolutely. Well, let me start talking a little bit about my background. I started in retail in Houston back in 2000. Then I transitioned to the mortgage side in 2004. I did really well on the mortgage part, and I realized that I can help more people if I transition myself to the real estate part. So in 2009, I got my real estate license, and my new goal became to be the best realtor that I could be and help others. Since then, I have achieved a lot of distinctions. I also carry several designations. One of my highest designations is the CRS, what is Council of Residential Specialists. Only less than 3% of realtors in the United States, where we have around 1 million of realtors, carry that designation. Currently, if you are familiar with Zillow, the page Zillow, I am ranked in Houston number 2. Zillow is one of the largest brought one of the largest platforms for real estate. In 2013, I was awarded to be in the top 20 agents under 40 by the Houston Association of Realtors.
That's incredible, Alfonso. Let's give people an idea as they're listening to put this in context. Do you focus on a certain area of Houston? And also you have a complete team that you're helping people as well. So let's tell people about that.
That's absolutely right. I started the Parodi team in 2013. They got a point that I couldn't handle more clients just myself. So from 2013 to today, we have grown to have 10 buyer agents. We mainly focus on the north, northwest, and west areas of Houston. I will say anywhere from Sugarland or Richmond all the way to Humboldt, and up north, Beltway A to the Woodlands. That's kind of like the area that we cover between all of our agents. I'm mainly the listing agent for the team. And we do have right now 10 buyer agents that work exclusively with all the buyers that inquire with us. And we also have a closing coordinator that all together we are able to deliver a better service. I won't be able to do everything by myself, for sure. So I definitely am very grateful about having my team.
Indeed. There are so many things that happen in the real estate transaction. It is great to have a super team helping you, whether you're buying or selling. And as I always say, and I think I heard it first from John Maxwell, it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And without the right team, it could be a nightmare. Alfonso, one of the things that comes to mind as we think of the Northwest, and even if we go a little south to the Katy area, let's tell people about Katy. I've had people this week asking me what's going on in Katy, Texas. What's happening?
Well, there's a lot of development in Katy, Texas. There's a lot of new communities coming along. Generally speaking, the whole Northwest or the whole Houston market, actually, better say, we still are on a residential seller's market. I don't know if you might be familiar how the market is defined. The market is defined by the numbers of months of inventory, meaning if sales is still constant, how many months will take the buyers to absorb all the listings that are out there, and obviously nothing gets listed. Right now we're at 3.9 months. And what that means is if nothing gets out on the market in 3.9 months, there will not be homes for sale. Anytime that we are less than 4 months, we are in a seller's market. Every time that we are above 7 months, we are in a buyer's market. Anything that's balanced, anything that is between 5 and 7 months, it will be a balanced market. So generally speaking, in Houston right now, we are in a seller's market. Now, the trick is each subdivision, each price point, each area will have their own market.
Their own little world there.
Their own
exactly.
Same principle, but it has their own little world. So just to talk about Katy or Cypress, generally speaking, I think you need to be a little bit more. When you work with a realtor, your realtor will be able to help you and give you more details specifically, because it can go down to a subdivision. You can be looking at a subdivision that is a buyer's market, and across the street is a subdivision, is a seller's market. So it's very important to know the data. Right now, since you asked about the market, you asked for Katy, but generally speaking, in Houston, the average days in the market is 64 days. That's the time that it takes from a listing from activation to be under contract. That's per the Houston Association of Realtors.
And we're thinking about an average that's all over our area, right? Okay.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we have sold homes in 1 hour. We have sold homes in 64 days. We have sold homes in 3 or 4 months. So that's just an idea. Also, the average sales price is right now $298,000. Has been increasing in Houston for the last years, and the median is right now is $240,000. So we are a very healthy market. Now, it really depends if you're buying or selling, how to answer that question.
Well, there's so many things. It depends. The answer is it depends, almost in anything in life, by the way. Just saying. So
sounds like a politician a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
but it really depends. It really depends what you're looking for.
That's right. The other thing I think about as I move around the city, and we've established and said it, but we'll say it in another way, and that is if you're listening from outside of Houston, wherever you may be, Houston is growing in every direction. There's no
Right.
question. Northwest, northeast, south, all those things. It is growing in every direction. So it's a very exciting market when people either read the news, hear radio shows like this, and they say, wow, things are really hopping in Houston. One of the things I want to cover with you, let's take again the Northwest,
Right.
Katy or wherever, but new construction. A lot of people, when they either upsize or downsize or just change homes, a lot of times they say, man, I want to get a new home. In fact, there's someone in this room, I'm looking at her right now, that is probably that same idea. She is in the process of buying a new home. New construction's great. What are the selection for people that want to buy a brand new home, say in the, I don't know, $300,000 to $500,000 price range? Are there choices?
Oh, absolutely. Houston, Texas, the whole country is moving to Texas, generally speaking.
Almost.
Almost there.
Maybe not the whole country, but almost. You're right.
So to speak. In Houston, generally speaking, has a great affordability, and you can find so many options between any prices, starting for the 180s to the millions. So to answer your question, we have a diverse. We are blessed to have a diverse selection and inventory of new homes. Now, the difference will be if you find a home maybe in a master plan community, what it means that it's a project to be developed in maybe 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, or you're looking at a home that is on a subdivision that it will be the subdivision will be completed in no time, maybe a year or less. So that might make the difference. But when it comes to new homes, we have a great selection and great opportunities in Houston, and the builders are being very aggressive, offering a lot of incentives to promote their inventories. And generally speaking, it's a very healthy market. A lot of we are breaking records on permits. What it means that we will be building even more, and that will definitely help our economy.
And from a marketing standpoint, if someone enlists your services to sell their home, from a marketing standpoint, what are the things that you do with your team, the Parodi team, that is to market those properties?
Well, it starts with the inquirer. We call them right away. I am the mainly listing agent of our team. Part of our value proposition is when you hire me, you're hiring 11 agents. Basically, we have 10 buyer agents. They handle all the prospects that come they come out in every single listing. Things that we do different, we include all of our services. What basically includes staging, meaning that we have a professional stager in our team that will help the homeowner to stage the house and make it appealing to a broadcast of prospects. Believe it or not, it makes the difference. We also we work with partners, professional photography, professional videography. We have an incredible quality of brochures. We do open houses. Basically, we leverage in our social media presence what is huge. Right now, we are ranked number 2 in Silo. It changes sometimes, 2 or 3. We're ranked in 3 in Trulia, and we're highly ranked. We base it on our reviews in other pages like Google and HAR, Realtor.com, and that together, with all the marketing that we do and the tools that we use, makes our value proposition unique, and it's working. It's working. We also include maid services. Once the seller,
send them over to my house. There, the maid services.
Yeah, the last thing that the seller wants to do after they move out is go back and clean the house.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Moving is already
something else. A tough thing. And Alfonso, say within the last 30 seconds or so, let's tell people how they can reach you and anything else you want to bring forth.
Absolutely. You can follow, you can like us in Facebook, and that will be fb.com/the Parodi You can call me or text me at any time. My cell phone, 713-530-2455. I'm always one text away, 24/7. So those are the best ways. Or you can visit our website, theparoditeam.com.
And that's Parodi. Call Alfonso at 713-530-2455. 530-2455. That's 713-530-2455. Thank you, Alfonso, for being on the show.
The pleasure is mine. Thanks for having me.
And hello to your team that are listening out there, right?
Absolutely.
The other 11.
That's right.
Well, coming right back. Stay with us. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Much more to come.
Most people don't know that Stewart offers business, home, and auto insurance. In fact, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management has been doing that and more for over 10 years. And they partner with many leading insurance companies to offer great rates. They're a national insurance agency operating in all 50 states, delivering a broad range of insurance products. Whether you need a home insurance quote for a client's home closing or your own insurance needs, you can count on them. Call 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Stewart Insurance and Risk Management is here to help.
Here we go. We are now talking with Imperato Fazzino Group. They are in the northeast part of Houston. We have Joan Imperato, Kim Fazzino, Greg Fazzino. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi,
Thanks, Bill.
Super awesome to see you here, and such a group dynamic is going to happen right now. So let's tell people, we're going to first start, Joan. You are Joan Imperato Fazzino Group. So, Joan, let's tell people about your company and the area that you cover there in the northeast of Houston.
Imperato Fazzino is a group that we founded, I guess, January of 2018.
Wow.
Previous to that, I started in real estate in 1985. And I was by myself for many years and decided, once I met Kim and Greg, I decided those were two people that I felt we really could gel and get together. And we did. And we have a wonderful group. We have showing agents. We have a great staff at the office for backup, because one of the things that's important to us as we serve the northeast part of Houston is service. And if you don't have service, you're not going to be successful. We try to treat our customers and clients the way we want to be treated. And so much of what I learned was how I was treated back in 1982 when we moved to Houston. I got into a hot car on July 7th in 1981. We didn't stop. And by the end of 2 days, I turned to my husband and I said, I don't like her, I don't like Houston, and I want to go home.
Oh, my.
Yes. So we were, by a mutual friend, directed to Kingwood, and that saved my life. Once I entered Kingwood, I saw the trees and the homes and the realtor. She was wonderful and did everything. And I tried to emulate that over the years to treat people the way I wanted to be treated. And that's, I think, our philosophy is service, treating people the way that we want to be treated, and giving them all the information they need to know in order to buy a house. And, I've always said over the years, we need to present people with a good foundation, give them all the information so they can make a good choice as to what they want to buy, not what I want them to buy. And with Greg and with Kim, we just have a philosophy that we feel is a winning philosophy. And we take care of everything a little north of Kingwood, and south. And with the growth in that area with 99, which is phenomenal, which has opened so many roads that, people can access to go and come. And Highway 59 is probably one of the best roads in Kingwood, in Houston. And of course, FM 1960 and so many of the different areas. You can go any place from Kingwood. But who wants to leave? It's such a beautiful place, and it's a great place to raise a family.
And you mentioned some great roads there, by the way. 99, I was on it the other day. 59, they are tremendous roads. And for people listening, let's say, again, outside of the Houston area, Kingwood is a tremendous area right there in the northeast. And Joan mentioned the trees. It's been called the livable forest.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to tell you, Joan, I added to that. I call it the lovable forest.
It is.
Is that I don't know. You probably heard that before.
Well, we love it, and I've raised my children there. And I remember when they were in high school, I knew every place that they were, and they'd say, Mom, how did you know we were here or there? And I said, because I have eyes behind my head and I know everybody. And that wasn't true. What it was is we made a point of knowing our kids' friends. And it was a wonderful place to raise a family. And my one son came back and raises his family there. And my other 2 children are in different parts, but they came back to Kingwood because it is a hometown feel. And I think Kim might have some things to say about that as well.
Is that right, Kim?
Absolutely. We've had. I'm originally from the Ozarks, and Greg and I met at Texas A&M. And I married an inner loop Houstonian boy. And the first year we lived downtown, and I needed some trees, and
So you lived in downtown Houston?
Well, we lived southwest near here, southwest Houston, and I needed some trees. I'm an outdoors person. I have horses, and I run. And we visited all the suburbs, and just tears in my eyes as I was looking for really that outdoor look community. And the second we drove into Kingwood, I knew it was right for us. This was in '92. We were recently married, no kids. Humble ISD is one of the best school districts in the state of Texas, and it was then as well. It was a big draw for us. So we bought our first house in '92 in Kingwood, and have raised 4 kids there, and just really loved the community. I have 2 horses, much to Greg's chagrins. And
what are their names?
Well, they're Arabians, so they're a little funny. But one is Blackwood and one is Nadir.
Let's tell people because there's a lot of communities in Houston, and some people seek that out, whether they're coming from the area or if they're coming from out of state, out of the country. Right. There are some areas that are. Of course, a lot of people think we all have horses in Houston, but we don't. But some people do. But there's certain communities that lend themselves to the equestrian lifestyle. And you live in Kingwood?
I do live in Kingwood.
And you're able to have horses in certain parts?
We have a community stables that has been
nice.
Been in Kingwood since the early 70s. And it's very quaint. And it's only for Kingwood residents as part of the park systems. And we have canoe launches where we have dining facilities on Lake Houston. We're 10 minutes from the airport. My mom's in Spain right now, flying in tomorrow. I said, just text me when you land and I'll head your way, rather than sit at the airport for an hour waiting. There's just so many great amenities there.
She'll be able to spot you. You'll have the horse there, and then she could just jump on?
Yes, I will show up horseback, throw her on the back. No, but it's been a wonderful place for our children as well. 4 kids, and Joan's had 3 there. And we see a lot of multi-generational people in Kingwood. A lot of people are raised there, and they love it so much they come back to raise their children. Of course, our kids are college age, and they say they're never coming back, but our hope is they will. But we do quite a bit of real estate in all of Northeast Houston. We're in the top 15 teams and RE/MAX teams in the state of Texas. Houston Business Journal just awarded us the number 14 team in all of Houston MLS. There's over 40,000 agents. We are the number 1 team in all of Northeast Houston. So we work outside of Kingwood as well. We represented 187 neighborhoods last year in our sales, including the different neighborhoods within Kingwood. But also we reach out of there outside of, in the area, not just the livable forest, which is the lovable forest.
There you go. We got something going there. Give us an idea as far as we're talking Kingwood, and for people tuning in, there's a couple terms that are used: Kingwood, Humble, Atascocita. So that's one thing. But if we go how far north of Kingwood do you go?
Well, I do
and
farm.
What's up there?
Sure. I do farm and ranch, and I recently helped some buyers purchase a pretty nice, big-sized ranch in Cold Spring, which is about an hour north. We work all of Cleveland, Splendora, New Caney, Porter. We have some listings in Huffman in the Commons, which is a community just east of Kingwood. So, and then we work all the way down to the Beltway: Fall Creek, Eagle Springs, Summerwood. Oakhurst is part of Kingwood, even though it's on the west side of 59. But, we offer such a great location and proximity to downtown. When we moved to Kingwood in '92, it took forever we worked downtown, and it took forever on 59. Now you can get to an Astros game in 25 minutes. And we go to dine downtown all the time. So really gives you that community, small town feel with all the amenities of the city living.
And we didn't even mention that when you mentioned the airport, it's very close to the international airport for those
15
that
minutes.
don't know that. And that's a super deal for people that have traveling professions or pilots or anyone in that industry. And you are here today with Greg Fazzino. He is your husband, right?
Yes, he is.
Hey, Greg, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, Bill. I appreciate it.
Well, let's tell people. And actually, this morning, I heard Kim on a previous show or on another show a few years ago. And I think if I recall, and I could be wrong, but I think when Kim was talking on that radio show or podcast, she mentioned her husband just joined forces with her. And here you are today, years later. So let's tell people how you guys work together and your perspective of the market.
Absolutely. Thanks. It's been a whirlwind, and it's funny to not only be married for almost 28 years, but to be working together for several years now. It's been a big transition, but it's been a lot of fun. We've gone from me being a transaction coordinator for her to becoming an agent to actually I just got my broker's license a few months ago. And it's really offered me the opportunity to grow as a professional and also grow the real estate practice. I feel like a rarity now, but I'm actually a second generation Houstonian. And as you've heard on all parts of your segments here, Houston has really grown, and it's offers so many opportunities. There's such a vast change from the topography, the trees of Kingwood to the farmlands down south and west of us. So it's really nice to be in a vibrant city that offers so much variety to anybody, whatever their needs are. Like you mentioned, the equestrian loves, the farming, people that want to own miniature ranches, you name it. It offers something for anybody that's looking for something.
Well, and I haven't been there recently, but last time I was up there, say a month ago, it seems like there's new construction also there for people have choices to have new construction. Even there's homes near the water, right?
Absolutely. You've got Valley Ranch, which has gone in near 99 again. We spoke about that earlier, that Valley Ranch has really taken off. There's properties in the Groves, which is south of Kingwood, Atascocita, that you've got waterfront, Water's Edge. There's several neighborhoods. Kim mentioned the Commons, that you can have waterside homes, you can have equestrian properties, and so there's everything that's close by, like we mentioned, to the airport, close by to dining, and close to your office as well, so you can get downtown quickly.
So many things going on. Joan, give us an idea of, you've been in real estate since 83, I think you said it. 85. Uh-huh. So that's so many changes. I mean, we could take the last 3 years in real estate and talk about changes. There's been a lot of things going on, but give us an idea of how, from your perspective, things have changed and some of the things from 83, 85 till now.
Well, number one, practicing real estate, we didn't have cell phones in 1985. We had car phones, I guess, in 86, 87. And so it's changed a lot. Voicemail, when that started, we were like, oh, Lord, what a pain this is going to be. And so each thing that has changed with time, the internet, all of the venues and every place you can hit on the internet, my goodness, people now can find their own homes if they want to.
That's right.
But as far as Kingwood changing, we have people. I've sold houses to people in 1985, 1986, and I may have sold them 3, 4, 5 houses after that because they've moved up the chain and then they retire. So Kingwood is a community, as is the other areas around Kingwood, where we have homes for first-time home buyers. We have homes for people with a lot of kids, no kids, patio homes, retirement areas. And people, I think I read in a magazine that Kingwood was one of the most popular places for people to retire to because it is beautiful. The trails, I mean, whether you're an equestrian like Kim or someone who likes to walk like me, I don't go on horses, but, or, you know, whatever your interests are, we have 5 golf courses in Kingwood. And I think that's very important. If you are a golfer, they're not only beautiful areas, but you have the country club if that's what you want to do. So there are just so many things that are available. Great restaurants. If you want to go into town to restaurants, that's wonderful. But we've got so many different areas. We have the new HEB Center with a number of restaurants in there that are good for families or fine dining. It's just changed so much. I remember talking to a friend of mine about how it was in 1985, and you'd have to get across 59. There were no lights, so you would have to go like a kamikaze pilot, speed across 59 to go south or go north. And there was very little traffic from the north coming down. It was coming from, it was mostly coming from Kingwood. But I grew up in New York, and when I came here, the most important thing to me was a community, and I found it in Kingwood. The people are wonderful. They support each other, as we have through Harvey. Everybody, the team, the whole community banded together to help each other. And we have survived. We have done very well. And recently, many of the homes that were remediated and refurbished, they are like updated. They are like new homes. And buyers are taking advantage of that opportunity to buy a home that's like new, that they know has been, it's brand new now. And everything was done properly. And all of the, hopefully, the causes of this flood, the city and the state are helping with drainage, with dredging, and with everything else. So we are a very strong community and so proud to live there and do business there.
Absolutely. The updated homes they feel very fresh, and it gives people an opportunity to walk into an established neighborhood with beautiful mature trees and a larger lot than what we typically see the developments today, and neighborhoods that have a very custom feel to them. But everything has been redone on the inside, and we have a long list of buyers that are looking for just the right home that had taken perhaps some water during Harvey. Really, their biggest thing is they want an updated home that's a custom home on a large lot in in an established neighborhood. And so it just, a lot of times people are looking for just those things, and it's hard to find ones that are completely new and have the new feel. And we see a lot of buyers just really jumping on an opportunity to get a beautiful home.
And we're talking with the Imperato Fazzino group right there in the northeast area of Houston. And Greg, let's tell people, what are some of the other things that you want people to know about your company or anything else going on up there?
I think that both Joan and Kim touched on it earlier, and that was that you need to have a support mechanism to make sure that your clients are taken care of, number one. With, as Joan mentioned, with the internet and all the tools that are available on websites and different venues, that we have a very educated market. The buyer that comes to us or the seller that comes to us has a lot of information already in their hands, and so it's our job to not only provide them greater insight because it's our expertise. Even if someone has sold 5 houses in their lifetime, we're selling 100 houses, 200 houses a year, and so it really it benefits them to have some expertise and to have the care, because it's a stressful time. You've got everything from, as we discussed, the misery of moving, the stress of possible new jobs and life changes. And so it's really important for us to provide a steadying hand and insight to everything that they can do, from staging, helping them stage it, to cleaning it, to getting repairs done to make it a fresh product, like you mentioned, so people jump on it. And if it's a fresh, wonderful, vibrant house, it sells quickly. And then on the buying side, to give them the insight of what they're looking for. Although they may know houses with what they want, they may not know neighborhoods and things like that. So giving them insight of amenities and schools and things like that, to give them every aspect of the whole process, so that way they can feel comfortable when they move forward.
And if you were to predict and look ahead at we're almost at the halfway point of the year. So if you were to just speculate and say, how are we going to end up by the end of the year? How is the market right now? And how do you think we're going to end up as far as a healthy real estate market?
I ran some statistics this morning, and I was trying to compare the market this year to previous years. And what I noticed and I knew was 2015 was the high. And then from there, it went down a little bit as far as number of sales. Well, our sales are up this year a little bit above last year because that was right after the flood. So we are improving daily. So as far as projecting, it's hard to say. We are in the busiest time of year because the statistics I ran were January, February, March, April, May. Well, June, July are very, very strong months. So my expectation is we will continue what we've been doing, and I expect that we will be improving this year and having a very good year.
Pretty good interest rates, too.
Yes, the interest
That
rates
does
are
not
very
hurt.
good. No, it does not hurt. And everything is out there for a buyer. They have great inventory. We probably have some of the best inventory we've had in years. We also have a new area in Kingwood called Royalbrook, and they have a number of new homes. But as I think Kim or Greg mentioned, the lots are a little smaller. So we've got resales. We
Something
have
for
new
everybody.
homes. We have something for everyone. First-time home buyers, as I said, and empty nesters and retirees.
And Joan, let's tell people how people can reach out to you.
They can reach us, and we are part of RE/MAX Associates Northeast. Our group is part of that large company, and we're very proud to be with RE/MAX. And I've been with them since 1986. And you can reach us at our offices and on Oak Street, which is right off Kingwood Drive. Our our website is imperatofazino.com. And you can reach any of us at our offices, and it's we have a couple of different numbers, but I guess 361-2242 or 361-2205 or 361-2268.
Maybe keep it simple.
one.
What is 281-361-2205? Is that your main number?
That's one of our main numbers, yes.
There you go. 281-361-2205. And Kim, before we close the segment, what else would you like people to know?
We are a full-service real estate company. We have 2 additional agents on our team that work with buyers and sellers, and we have 2 transaction coordinators, and we also have a listing coordinator, and we have an admin, and we do everything from the beginning to the end, and then we hope to do it again the next time they're ready to buy or sell.
And you have Greg right there. How about you, Greg? What would you like people to know before we close this segment out?
Oh, I just, like you mentioned before, Houston offers something for everybody. And it's been a great pleasure getting to work. I spent a long time in buyer purchasing and sales, and this is a really nice way to see people make the transitions in their life and choose that next home. It's been a great career change for me.
There you go. Imperato Fazzino Group. Thank you guys for being on the show. We're going to take a short break and come right back with even more. Stay with us. Thank you. And we are with Michelle Steffen with Stewart Insurance and Risk Management. Michelle, welcome.
Thank you, Bill.
I'm going to say 2 words to you.
Okay.
Car insurance. What should people think about as far as the basics of car insurance?
Everybody's got to have it. It's a legal obligation for drivers. If you're a licensed driver in the United States, so there's that component of need, but additionally, it's the component of protection. It's how can you be protected as a driver on the road, and then how can you protect yourself from claims potentially that come against you because you were faulted in an incident. So your auto policy has to protect you for all of that. It's protecting you in the event you're at fault, and then also protecting you, your family, and your personal property, which is your car, if somebody else is at fault. And then really, how much are you willing to take on as a driver to recover fully, either from physical damage to your body or your property? And so those are really the components that we pay attention to when we're looking at auto for a customer.
And Michelle, give us an idea of some of the other components about the auto policy that people may not know about.
Definitely. So you've got bodily injury and property damage. That's liability exposures, right? And that's what you're legally responsible to carry as a driver in the United States. And above that, you've got uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. Those are optional coverages that again, are not a requirement. So that protects you and your family if somebody else is at fault and they don't have enough coverage or they don't have coverage at all. And just from personal experience, Texas is one of those states that has a high number of uninsured motorists. So add that coverage component on. It's super inexpensive, but it's great protection for you and your family. And then there's also components like a gap type of coverage that protects you if you owe more on the vehicle than it's actually worth actual cash value. That's a great one that we talk about with folks who have newer vehicles. And then roadside service, if you will. So if you have that lockout, if you lock your keys in the car and you can't get into the vehicle, if you have that flat tire, or if you run out of gas, right? So the roadside assistance is really meant to help you recover very quickly. And most insurance companies do have an offering for that. What you want to pay attention to is the range around your primary home, the mileage, and how far they'd actually tow you should you need it.
That's a good point. And also, as we're talking about auto insurance, some of the things we also want to remind people, I'm thinking of all kinds of vehicles. Let's say they have watercraft, a motorcycle, or something like that. You can help them there, too.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a very similar policy with the motorcycle, but it certainly is specific to the vehicle itself and then the liability risks around that. Again, bodily injury for other people, and that if you have a motorcycle, may not be as much as the bodily injury that you would personally suffer if you were to be involved in an accident. So you gotta think about it in a round perspective and make sure that you have the right type of protection.
And I would also think, as people are thinking about their automotive, motorcycle, or whatever, it's always a good thing to investigate and really have that umbrella policy as well.
Absolutely. The umbrella policy is meant to protect you above all of your underlying risks. So if the umbrella policy is going to respond, it would in the event of a motorcycle accident as well. And another key thing that I would mention is and this is close to my heart here in Houston because of Harvey, but it wasn't just homes that suffered flood damage, right? Many vehicles suffered flood damage as well, and it was no fault of the driver. The water rose.
The car was just sitting there.
The cars, floated away. So even those type of losses can be protected through the appropriate coverage, comprehensive and collision. In that case, that's considered a comprehensive loss. It's what they call in the insurance lingo is an act of God, something unexpected.
Let's tell people how they can reach you.
Absolutely. Call us to talk about your insurance options for auto. 866-845-4676. One more time, it's 866-845-4676.
Or go to Stewart.com.
Check us out on Facebook and all of our social media as well.
Very nice. Thank you, Michelle Steffen with Stewart Insurance and Risk Management. I say it all the time. Stay close to your Stewart Title Business Development Officer, and I am close to two of them right now, the one and only Tammy, Barna, and Justin Ramirez. Hey, guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, Bill. Thank you.
It's great to be back.
Great to see you again, Tammy. And ladies first, let's tell people about your office, Cypress, Texas, Stewart Title. You guys are doing incredible work there all the time.
Well, thank you, Bill. Our office in Cypress is made of a dynamic team of 4 closers and 4 processors, and we do have a Spanish-speaking processor. We're located about 25 miles northeast of downtown, off 290, right at the Skinner Road exit, and we have a fabulous, beautiful new office. And we'd love to see you. So come on out and take a look.
And the other thing, Tammy, of course, I say stay close to the Stewart Title Business Development Officer because you have things going on all the time, educational things to help real estate professionals far and wide, especially in your area. How can people reach you out there?
They can reach me at 713-203-8640, Stewart.com/Houston. You can find me there. Or tammy.barna@stewart.com.
It's that easy.
Yep.
And Justin Ramirez right there in the northeastern part of Houston. Let's tell people a little bit about your offices.
Yes, sir, Bill. Actually, I am in the northeast area, Kingwood, Atascocita, like some of our guests were explaining earlier. We've actually got a couple offices out there, both on Lake Houston Parkway. We've got our Kingwood location, which is off 1710 West Lake Houston Parkway, as well as our Atascocita location, which is off 18700 West Lake Houston Parkway. It's purely for our agents and our clients' convenience, whatever's closer to them and easier to close. We've got 3 excellent closers at our Kingwood location. We also have a bilingual closer for those that are more comfortable closing with someone that speaks Spanish. If you speak Spanish, we've got someone there. as well as we've got a couple closers at our Atascocita location.
And you know, I can be silent in 7 languages. I don't know if you knew that. But also, Justin, you too have some great activities that you serve realtors all the time up there. So if they want to reach out to you to stay close, because it seems like every month, and of course, it's just 2 of you here today, but we have about, I don't know how many, 17 or 20 around the city. So if you're in Galveston or somewhere else and you want to find out who your Stewart Title Business Development Officer is, just Google Stewart Title, look it up. There's somebody near you. Justin, how can people reach you?
The best way to reach me is by cell phone. That number is 346-600-4081. You can call, you can text. If you get my voicemail, I call you back promptly. The other way, of course, is by
I
email.
called you the other day, and you called me right back. I like that.
That's my goal. I don't like to keep you waiting. Of course, by email, it's very easy. Justin, Justin, .Ramirez, Ramirez, @Stewart.com.
There you go. Thank you guys so much. And again, stay close to your Stewart Title Business Development Officer wherever you are, even outside of the state, because we are an international company. We're everywhere. And now he is back, Alfonso Parodi with Realty Associates. Alfonso, before we close out the show, let's tell people a final word and how they can reach you again.
Well, we just want to say we appreciate your business and support. At our team, we are all about real relationships and real results. You can contact us at 713-530-2455. Once again, you can call or text at 713-530-2455. Thanks for having us.
Super awesome. Thank you, Alfonso, for being on the show. And now with the Imperato Fazzino group, she's back. Kim, hey, welcome back, Kim.
Thank you.
We're going to say goodbye to everybody right now, right?
Absolutely.
But first, let's tell them how to reach you again and your group.
We can be reached on our website at imperatofazzino.com. It's a mouthful. It's IMPERATOFAZZINO.com. But we also have a Facebook page, Imperato Fazzino Group. And our main number would be 281-361-2205. And we have great success in responding quickly, so give us a call.
Excellent. Thank you guys so much. Kim Fazzino, Greg Fazzino, Joan Imperato. Super awesome. And don't be sad that the show is ending at the time of broadcast, because it never really ends. You can always go to Stewart.com/Houston. You can hear any and all the shows except the first one because we can't find it. However, this is show number 276. Thank you for listening. Stewart.com/Houston. The livable force, the lovable force, the Northwest. Houston, it's great. If you're listening out of state and you've never been to Houston, Texas, come on over. We have tremendous areas all around the city. It's growing. You may be even in a car right now with a U-Haul on your way to Houston. I don't know. But when you get here, check us out. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Nampick. Stewart.com/Houston. You've heard from Alfonso Parodi, Kim Fazzino, Greg Fazzino, Joan Imperato. That's right. Real estate greats all over the city. And, of course, Tammy, Barna, Justin Ramirez. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.